Hello everybody, welcome to Kyle Army. This is another new project with a new idea behind it. So this intro is going to be a little bit longer, but I want to explain it to you. So you've seen real grids done, you've seen the fastest laps making up the grids. Well, this one is what I call grid to race. So we're using 1996 grid to race with the real grids of 1992, putting them together, and then that makes up the grid. So what this means is that in 1996, the round one was the Australian Grand Prix. Damon Hill started second on the grid and won the race. Here, Ayrton Senna started second on the grid, so he goes into pole position. Jacques Villeneuve likewise started on pole position for that race and finished second. So the way the grid position translates to the race result works that way as well. So Nigel Mansell will start second. Likewise, the guy who started 18th finished 9th, so Uko Katayama, who was 18th on the original grid for this race, starts in 9th place. Hope I've explained that well enough. Let's enjoy this, because it means the grid is slightly shuffled, and trust me, there'll be some that are going to look more normal than this, and some that are going to be shuffled even worse, or even more fun. So there we go, Senna taking advantage of pole, but Berger has stalled off the line, and I think Patrese as well. So already, it looks like both Williams and McLaren are one car down, but they are not the car that was highest up. So that is the blessing. Senna sliding wide and under pressure from Karlwendlinger in the March, who is up in a third place. And then it's DeCesaris and Herbert and one of the Ferraris. I don't know if that's Capelli or Lacey. I think it might be Capelli. I think Lacey had an issue at the start. Potentially, well, he was starting right behind Berger on the grid. So yeah, that may well have accounted for why Lacey struggled. But Mansell has got Senna up behind him, got ahead at the start, straightforward enough for Nigel Mansell actually. That Williams obviously very, very quick this year and continuing the progress they made in the second half of 1991. And Nigel Mansell is in that position. There's Capelli, so it wasn't indeed Capelli. And look at Michael Schumacher, he started down in 18th, but he is already up to 9th. The 1996 grid to race inadvertently affecting the likes of Patrese and the two Benettons, but Michael Schumacher already up to 9th on the tail, and if he can make a few positions up in this race, he should be able to get into the points by the end of it. But Mansell continues to lead and pulling away, and Senna in second place. Seems to be that McLaren seems to be quite quick at certain parts of the circuit and ridiculously slow at others. And you see now Senna is under pressure from Wendlinger. That is how slow the McLaren is in certain parts of the track. And then he'll close up on Mansell again. This shows this is why McLaren was saying they had problems and they were surprised to get pole position here, and a 1-3 on the grid in actual fact, but Berger's stall obviously ruined that at the start. But Senna is in second place, and I think if he can hold on to this second place, I think they'll be very happy with the way that the season has opened for him, because it's definitely not an easy job for Ayrton Senna here this weekend. But he is getting everything he can out of that McLaren. But the fact that that March of Wendlinger nearly passed him shows you everything you need to know about the inconsistency of that McLaren Honda car at the start of 1992. Nigel Mansell, on the other hand, he's smooth. He is happy with how his car is running, and he doesn't look, as long as the car holds together, I don't think he's going to actually be that challenged. Senna will obviously aim to do so, but unless Mansell makes a mistake, Senna isn't going to be able to gain the ground up, surely. We haven't seen any evidence of that so far. Nigel Mansell continues to lead here in Kyle Army from Ayrton Senna. Karlwendlinger in third, andreadecesaris fourth in the Tyrrell, Johnny Herbert fifth in the Lotus, and Ivan Capelli sixth in the Ferrari. That is where we stand. We're about halfway through the race now, as Nigel Mansell continues to seek to press home his advantage. He wants this to be the season that he finally takes that World Championship. Ayrton Senna obviously doesn't want it to be the season, but McLaren are going to have to find something. And Capelli sliding a little bit wide there, losing a bit of grip. I don't know exactly what was going on there. Look at Schumacher up in the 7th place. So, yeah, and other drivers have had issues. And look, it's like there's two formulas, the top 7 and then the rest of them. And the rest of them led by Aguri Suzuki, but he won't pick up any points from that. Comas had just retired, so it is Suzuki who is in 8th place. But Mansell is comfortably 1.5 seconds ahead of Ayrton Senna. DeCesaris has found his way past Karlwendlinger. So andreadecesaris, he hasn't had many podiums in his career, but he might put it on the podium for his Tyrrell debut here. We'll have to see if anybody can strike back, because DeCesaris is looking like he has found his way quite nicely there. Nigel Mansell continues to lead on the final lap here in Kyalami. Ayrton Senna in second, now not looking like having any further trouble from the third place car. So those top 2 positions look pretty set in. Wendlinger trying, but look, that's Capelli off. Capelli had an issue. He is off, and Michael Schumacher goes up into the points, but no points for Ferrari here in Kyalami. No points at all. And Michael Schumacher up in the 6th, and this makes it still, though, a 3-way battle for that podium. And I tell you what, the fact that the Ferrari wasn't able to get past the Tyrrell, March and Lotus shows that there isn't a lot of pace in that car. So they're going to be concerned for the season ahead. Nigel Mansell, though, he is certainly looking very happy, and he has extended his lead further over Ayrton Senna. You can see that is going out and out as they move forward in this Grand Prix. Senna running well. Wendlinger is back in the 3rd place. So DeCesaris maybe had an issue somewhere, and Wendlinger back in the 3rd. Michael Schumacher not close enough to be in that battle for the podium, but he is closing in, just not quickly enough. But it's going to be Nigel Mansell who is going to take the victory in the opening race of 1992 in Kyalami. Fantastically performed, Nigel Mansell. Well done. Mansell wins. Senna finishes in 2nd place. And then Karl Wendlinger crosses the line 3rd. DeCesaris 4th. Herbert 5th. And Michael Schumacher finishes in 6th place. So, a very entertaining opening to the 1992 season. Could have done with seeing a little bit more of a battle at the front, but I'm sure on some of the races where the grid race really confuses the issue, I'm sure we will see some battles this season, have no fear of that. But yes, Nigel Mansell, the winner. So Nigel Mansell wins in Kyalami. Ayrton Senna finishes 2nd. Karl Wendlinger, he is 3rd in that March. 4th for andreadecesaris. Got into 3rd in the Tyrrell briefly, but couldn't hold it. Johnny Herbert, he finishes 5th in that Lotus. And Michael Schumacher, all the way from 18th on the grid, picking up a point for 6th in the Benetton Ford. And martinbrundle, his teammate, actually got up to 7th. So Benetton have clearly got some race pace. They just need a bit of better luck with that qualifying. Bit of a tongue twister there. The Constructors' Championship, Williams 10 points, McLaren 6, March 4, Tyrrell 3, Lotus 2, and Benetton 1. So double points for no one here this weekend. Obviously, the second Williams and the second McLaren, they were out right at the start. Alesi, I think we see he did actually finish, but obviously picked up quite a bit of damage, I think, run into Berger. So Alesi, well down the field. Although Ferrari didn't pick up any points at all, of course. So, in fact, with 6th and 7th, Benetton had the most consistent performance of anybody. So, yeah, that is the opening race of 1992. I thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And take care. See you soon.